that sounds about right. Uh, okay. All right, that looks good. So, I don't know if y'all want to say anything to start off. I kind of took some notes that we can go over. We actually did a lot of the work for the meeting already. So, um, as far as like assigning tasks to everyone, though Misty took half of them, so we can probably divvy those out a little bit better. Uh, Other than that, I have a friend that's in one of the other teams, and he told me kind of how their meeting went. So I kind of have some insight as far as that goes. But based on what Dr. Begonia put on the website and what he said, we've pretty much done everything, but we can still revisit who wants to do what and just be sure that we're all kind of where we want to be. So what do y'all think?
Works for me.
Yeah, that works for me. I just kind of handed out the task, just went down the line. So.
And I appreciate that because
Yeah.
you took some initiative there. That's good. But I'm not completely familiar with all of like your task. Is there anything that you might want to like pass off to someone?
No, I think I'm good. I just don't know how. So, we're just writing up the summary, right? Basically, what we need.
Yeah, that's to my understanding. It's a little. I might need to contact Dr. Vergonio to be like 100%. Let me go to the actual. I have the sprint list like put up on a notepad right now, but I want to go where everything's more like written out. I'm not seeing it just off the top of my head, but so we did choose the app. So
I mean, we can change. It doesn't really matter to me. Whatever one you guys want to do is fine.
I like the app, and we already have everything set up for it. It's like what I was telling y'all. Like, that's totally fine by me. I was literally like 50-50. I wasn't going to be any more excited or disappointed either one we went with. Like, I was totally. It doesn't matter. It's still kind of the same thing. Like the app seems like there's technically like less technical stuff to do, I guess you could say. That there was definitely less writing on the app side. I think there's going to be more like usability and stuff that we have to play with as far as that goes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, what do y'all think, John and Jason?
I'm good with what we decided on. I mean, that's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah.
I'm also on board.
Okay, that's easy. So I also put on my notes page 113. That is what she used like for the example, and it does look like that more than anything we're just going to be kind of like, I guess, being sort of descriptive. We're not really making anything in these series of sprints.
Yeah.
I mean, we can still keep up on like Skype and everything now that we have it all set up and we have an IM, so we don't have to keep commenting on the same post. That'll make it a little easier, a little quicker, I'd say. I set up Skype Business on my phone.
Yeah, I just set it up on my phone too. So.
I found it to be pretty easy. I think that everyone should be able to get on board with that. It was a little weird on the computer. I had to play for a second to get into my account and everything, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, it works better this way than through the email. I mean, I've used Skype for business for work and stuff, and it's way better than that email backlog that I try to scroll through every day.
What do you do?
Oh, I work IT for. I live in Wisconsin, so I work IT for Oshkosh Corporation. They design all the tactical vehicles and stuff for the military.
Nice.
That's pretty interesting.
Do you work directly with the DoD or anything?
Yep.
Oh, very interesting.
I actually work IT for NSU.
Okay.
I'm part of the faculty help desk.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's awesome.
So basically, I just help the professors out whenever they don't know how to download Flash Player and stuff like that. But really, it is more than that. It's a lot more like setup and troubleshooting and stuff. The people on campus are usually pretty smart. Usually, it's stuff that they are not allowed to do that we have to do. Because
issues.
For reasons, yeah. Because I had someone come up to me the other day and they wanted to know, why can't my computers be completely unlocked and just let anyone log into them? And I had to explain to them, well, you see, the reason you have to submit paperwork for your students to be able to log in is so Joe Blow across the street that has a friend that goes to school doesn't go just, messing around with the computer. But anyway, so that's more or less what I deal with. So, it's kind of funny there's another IT guy.
Missy, what do you do?
I'm actually a network and system administrator for a helicopter company.
Oh, really?
Nice.
So we're all kind of already in the field. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is also good because I think that'll kind of come into play on the project.
Yeah, and I work as a software developer for General Dynamics.
Oh,
Jesus.
awesome.
Y'all are way above me.
We're set. We're good to go.
Yeah, no kidding. Honestly, that's all we really had to do was like finalize like what we wanted to do. Latrice isn't here, so we couldn't get her input. I doubt that'll be a problem though. She seems like she's paying attention to her email at least somewhat, so she'll probably get back to your email, Misty, and we can kind of go from there. I have her added to our conversation for Skype Business. I'm not completely sure how it's going to work. It keeps like dropping participants. I don't know if that's just showing people online or if legitimately whenever people like go offline, it kicks them out. But that's something we can play with.
I know I constantly get emails from Asana about the conversation.
Yeah, I actually got kind of annoyed with it, and I made a rule in Outlook to where I just threw them all into a folder I called Asana, just so it stopped bothering me. And I still have, like, whenever y'all email me directly, I still get those. Those are still, like, popping up in my focus. But all the other ones I was getting tired of seeing because I get the notification on my phone. I don't need to also be notified on my student email.
Right.
I have a question for y'all.
Right.
Y'all each have proteges that you have to mentor this semester, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How are y'all handling mentoring them? Because I won't be participating in the experiential learning thing because I'm using my job for that.
Right.
So I'm not exactly sure what to do with them.
I talked to my friend about it, and I've like observed it myself. And essentially all it really is us just kind of keeping contact with them and answering questions they have. It's to my understanding that there's going to be a project at the end of their 1015 class that we're going to need to basically just be there to give them advice and stuff. I'm sure their instructors are telling them, hey, ask your mentors a couple of questions, and that's basically what we'll be there for. Other than that, I think it's just literally keeping in contact and just kind of being big brother, big sister for a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of what I understood as well. It sounds like we just email and whatever form of communication you want to go with. And then I'm understanding 2 hours worth of the EL, that's required to have them participate with you. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking a group of homeschool kids and I'll just teach them about technology and things like that. So I'll just put them on Skype or whatever and just have them kind of sit in while I do that. But that was my plan. So, but other than that, I don't think there's much else to that.
That's pretty interesting.
Actually, I emailed Dr. B about it, and she said that you can help them with their project, and then you can also like show them around your job if you work in IT, which we all do. So.
Well, I can't do that. They have to have a security clearance for mine.
Yeah, same here. I can't do any of that stuff either. I can't take pictures. I can't do anything. So.
Yeah, but I mean, you can probably do a Skype call with them and just kind of explain what you do. Since you can't show them, just kind of explain what the unclassified version.
That's actually a pretty good idea. I'll ask Dr. B about doing that with my job because because I've touched base with someone that we kind of made friends with that is a little ahead of us in the program, and he said that essentially what they did was they went to the library on school where they have a lab, and there's a specific lab where I think some younger kids go, or maybe it's college-age kids, but either way, we can just be there on standby for tech support, and considering that's literally what I do for my job, that should be pretty much business as usual.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
But I'll probably look into that too. See if I can just like let someone shadow me for a little bit on my job. That'd be nice to not just sit in the library for 15 hours.
Yep, I agree.
I think that'd be pretty cool. But anyways, I think as far as purple team, we're pretty much set on the task and everything. I have purpose. Jason has background. Latrice has solution statement. Jonathan has problem statement. Misty has everything else. Significance, work plan, Scrum, finished document. So is Scrum literally just like setting up the meeting?
Yeah, it's just this meeting, so we just have to like do the recording.
Okay. I recorded. I don't know about y'all, but I can try to send you the video file. I can also just submit it myself.
You should be able to upload it in Asana, and then we could all pull it down, and because we all have to submit a separate version. So if you upload it in the files in Asana, then we can all pull it down. And you can keep all, like, when you guys are done with all your stuff for the week, just upload your files there, and then I'll compile them all, and then upload the final document.
That sounds fair enough.
That works.
Well, I don't know. I think that's about all I've got for the first meeting. That's all the notes that I took, at least. I tried to be prepared, but there's not a whole lot to prepare for. Like, whenever my friend said that he did it, they took about 50 minutes, but they didn't have any of this done. They were completely starting green. So
it took them 50 minutes?
Right, but I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of like them acquainting themselves with each other and all that, and they probably talked through every single task and that kind of thing, but we just kind of went with it. I think we were all very not particular about anything, which helps.
Right.
Yeah. Do you know how long these are supposed to be?
Yes.
Like the purpose.
I deal with Scrum every day. For a daily stand-up, there's several meetings under Scrum that go on. Every day I have a daily stand-up, which lasts 15 minutes. All you do is each person on the team discusses what they did the previous day, what they're going to do that day, and if they had anything that blocked them from being able to make any progress. Now, of course, I don't think we're expected to have Scrum meeting, a daily Scrum every single day. But there's also sprint plannings, which is more what we did on Asana, which you just plan what you're going to do for the next sprint, which tasks are going to be carried out, and those can last up to like 2 hours sometimes, when you have a large project. Something like this shouldn't last nearly that time, really. But really, just for updates, it shouldn't take more than 15 minutes.
Okay.
And that's the methodology's rule for the 15 minutes.
Right.
And what about like the system requests, like the stuff we have to write this week? How long is that? Like how in depth are we supposed to go?
On that kind of information, I do not know. I do not do that kind of work. That kind of stuff is new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't seem like there was a lot of information out there on exactly what we were supposed to do. So I was just, I don't really know, kind of where to start from there and how long it needs to be, because there really just wasn't, for me, there wasn't enough information to really go off of. So
right, I'll email Dr. B and see what she says.
Right, and you can. I guess you can just email all of us, or you can send it in the Skype group chat. It doesn't really matter.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, what do you develop? You said you're a software developer. What language do you do?
I'm a Java developer. I deal with other things as well, Postgres, other technologies as well. Automated deployment and some server-side Linux stuff. But I work for the DoD, and I've been doing it for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I've worked for one intelligence agency and 2 different parts of DoD.
Gotcha.
Nice.
I took my intro Java class, and I definitely could have handled it. I didn't love it. I don't know if anyone just actually loves to code. It's just some people are like, this is cool. I can do it. It's interesting enough. And some people are like, this is gross. I never want to see this again.
Yeah, I'm
I
on
enjoy
I'm on
coding.
the ladder right there. Java's tough for me. So
Yeah.
Same
I,
same here.
I do enjoy coding.
Yeah.
Just sometimes at work, my job gets more tedious than anything else because lately I've been doing a bunch of security upgrades.
hmm Yeah.
So that kind of coding is boring.
I imagine that's closer to like the bug fixing area where you're not really doing a whole lot of straight like um, making things. It's more just like improving little bits.
I've done that, but I've also done database upgrades as well, um, and XML upgrades.
hmm Right. I'm I'm an actual like 21-year-old college student with very little experience in all that. So basically, all of my efforts are to kind of get to that point where I can do that kind of deal. So right now, I'm doing the degree, and uh, I want to learn Linux. First off, I'm going to get a Raspberry Pi to play with and just load Linux on it and just practice running commands.
I
And
can give you a lot of advice right now.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
Well, okay, so if you want to actually have a career in programming, Louisiana isn't exactly the best place for it.
Oh, that's I'm very well aware of that, and I'm considering that moving forward. I'm actually not necessarily wanting to get into development, but I do want to get into like networking or security or something like that, which is, to my understanding, knowing Linux is going to be in some cases necessary and in some cases really helpful. At
Okay,
least,
so Linux, if you want to play with Linux, I know of a way that makes it sound like it's going to cost you money, but it doesn't really. Amazon Web Services, have you ever heard of AWS?
yeah, we're actually playing with that in cloud computing, and I kind of knew about it before.
Yeah, just create an EC2 instance. You get basically a whole month free every month for 12 months on the free tier.
Right.
So it can give you some experience to play around, create a database server on Linux, or you can do a whole lot of stuff with it. A lot of the services in AWS are free as long as you don't overuse, because you can go into your billing and actually look to see how much you use on a monthly basis.
So you basically get to use just like a certain amount for free. It's
Yes, they
yeah.
have different products that have free tiers. Like I have a Linux server of my own that I run Postgres on, and I've paid 7 cents, and that's only because I created an elastic IP address so that it didn't change the IP every time that you every time you shut it down and turn it back on.
hmm
And I have to keep my instance running at all times. As long as the instance is running, the elastic IP doesn't cost me anything. As soon as I start shutting that instance down, the elastic IP starts charging me like it's not a lot. I paid 7 cents and had it shut down overnight. So I just keep it on. It didn't cost anything to keep it on because I'm still in the free tier.
Right. I hear all kinds of people talk about all kinds of cool stuff they do with AWS, and like I said, I'm going to be playing with it in was it CIS 4080? I think it's what I got right now, and that's
Go ahead.
it's actually a class where your whole point is to get the CompTIA Cloud Essentials certification. So it's like super base level like cloud. And we do a little run through. It's like a free tutorial kind of deal on AWS and cloud in general. So I'll be looking into it a little bit right there, but I'll try to pull some resources online and see what I can do with that as far as links go. Like I said, I'm not looking to do anything super special. So as long as I can input some links commands and play, that's all I really care about. I also hear that you can download an app from the Microsoft Store and just run Linux even on Windows.
Oh yeah. There's so much you can do with technology. NSU, BIPC, LSU, they don't teach you.
And
There's so much.
I actually, I was talking. I'm friends with the system admin over here, who is also about to be our supervisor, essentially. And he said that he thinks that our boss has some licenses for some different like Linux learning software that he'll probably find parting with. So I'm going to look into that as well.
There's definitely a lot of fun stuff to mess with out there.
We have a guy at the office that he primarily runs Linux, so he's played with it a lot, doing a lot of different things. He also codes like in Visual Basic and stuff like that, so he knows his way around it, and he's very passionate about it. So I know what you mean. A lot of people adore playing with it. A lot of stuff you can do.
I got my knowledge from work on Linux and AWS.
Right.
Learned on the fly.
That's a good way to do it. Get paid to do it. No problem with that. Yeah, I think it's about it for the meeting. Unless y'all have anything else to mention before we sign out. Do y'all want to kind of get an idea on when we want to do the next one?
So what is it required? One per sprint? Is that what she?
Yeah, one per sprint.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be, like I said, I won't be back. I mean, I can always do it over the phone, so it's not a big deal. I'm gonna be out of town for a couple weeks here, but I don't think the next sprint is until end of September or something like that.
What do we have?
Yeah.
We have
1 month sprint.
we have 2 weeks per sprint.
Okay.
So
or 2 weeks. Okay.
It's the next sprint's due on the 23rd.
23rd. Okay.
and-
All right. Yeah. I mean, anytime before that is fine with me. I'll be back to my normal post on the 16th. So anytime
Perfect.
after that should be fine. So.
Yeah, 16th is actually like right smack dab in the middle of it, so that'll be a good time. So, do you maybe want to do it here? Let me pull up the calendar. Okay, so you're gonna be back on a Monday. Are y'all fine with
Yep.
maybe doing like a Tuesday or even a Wednesday again?
Either works for me.
Yeah, those are typically my best days.
Cool.
Unless I've got something major going on at work, which doesn't happen very often this late.
Again, I work for the school. Our schedules are really flexible. I can be off at any time. It doesn't really matter. We're student workers, so there's nothing like super set in stone. We just work whenever we kind of want to. Obviously, they don't want us just changing our schedules every 2 hours or anything. But
Yeah.
if I need to be flexible, that's fine. But it seems like evening is the better time for everyone anyway.
Yeah, my schedule's flexible. It doesn't matter. I can work from home. I can do whatever, whatever, as long as I'm getting my stuff done. So it doesn't matter to me. Whatever time works for you guys.
And I am flexible unless I've got some sort of production implementation going on, which has to be done between certain periods of time.
Sure. And the great thing is now we're not communicating mainly through Asana anymore. We can either email or Skype each other, and in between then, if anyone figures out they have like an issue making it to something, then we can iron it out. I think that we're all pretty attentive to that kind of thing. We're all pretty responsive to messages, so I don't think that'll be an issue at all. So, I mean, I guess if y'all want to make it easy, we can just plan for that Wednesday at 7 for now and just see how it feels.
Works for me.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
We can try to get in touch with Latrice. I'm still subscribed to that like email chain with you, Misty. I don't remember if you just had it with me and Latrice or everyone.
No, it was everybody.
Okay.
Should have been.
So whenever I see her respond, we can kind of get her up to speed. There's not a whole lot like that she necessarily had to know from the meeting that she probably didn't already gather by looking through Asana. So we can just let her know when the next meeting is, or at least when we plan for it, and see if she has an issue.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
One other thing before we go, I noticed that we have. I was looking through like the group membership thing that Dr. B posted. We have a Jameson Campbell that was supposed to be part of our group. Does anyone know what happened to them? Because Dr. B didn't tell me anything.
No clue.
Did she just add him?
I'll show you. I'll go and try to send the link into the conversation.
Yeah, I don't see anything in Asana where he's been in.
No, it's not through Asana because Misty invited everyone. And it says Team Purple, this Jameson Campbell. Like I posted the link, y'all can follow it. I don't know if the link is going to act weird for y'all since it's like authenticated, but it shows that. But I haven't heard from them at all, and Dr. B hasn't told me anything.
She must have just added him because he wasn't on there before when I set up Asana.
Okay. I wonder if he like registered late or something. I'll see.
But I'll add him in Asana.
Yeah, and we can try to message him as well. It seems like he is maybe like a sophomore or like an early junior semester because he's taking networking and accounting 2010. So it might be that he was like what it seemed like to me just looking at what classes he has on his profile, is that maybe he's actually doing this class kind of ahead of time. So maybe there was another class that he was gonna take, but he didn't end up doing it for some reason, and he just threw this one in there because. Actually, is CIS 3400 a prerequisite for this class? I thought it was.
Possibly.
Because he's taking it right now. I wonder if they're just acting like it's a co-requisite.
I don't know.
I mean, either way, I'll email him after the meeting and try to touch base, and you can add him to Asana, and we'll see what we can figure out. If he's like, if he's quiet, then we can ask Dr. Begonia and see what's going on there.
Yeah, and I don't see that he put an introduction in or anything like that, so
Oh.
I don't think that it must have been a late ad or something like that.
That's really weird. So I wonder if maybe, maybe he was a late ad, or because Misty had everyone pretty much like done in Asana pretty early on. So
Right.
maybe it was that. Maybe he didn't put in an introduction because I don't know. I wonder if he even isn't in the class anymore.
It's possible.
I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm gonna go and start composing an email. Does anyone else have anything else?
I think I'm good.
I'm pretty much good.
I'm
Same
good.
here.
Okay, so I guess we can all meet again that Wednesday and keep up through the group chats and email in the meantime. I'll update y'all whenever I can, if I can touch base with Jameson, and if I can, then I'll add them to like the group chat and everything.
Sounds good.
All right. Nice meeting y'all,
Yeah, you as well.
and
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
appreciate it. And y'all can definitely message me anytime. I should be able to get back with y'all in a few hours at worst.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good.
Talk to y'all
All
later.
right.
All
Bye.
right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Y'all too.
You too.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.